Okay, today we start our new series. We have a news channel on YouTube called newzscout, and this is called AA Lives, Loves, Laughs with Alanon. And the question is, so you love like a drinking man? And it's part of our service, Alanon Public Health Outreach and Public Mental Health Outreach. And for AA, it's just raising awareness of some of the things you might run into if you fall in love with someone who drinks. There is going to be some conversations about the Canadian mental health system, CAMH, Alcoholics Anonymous. These are the three small daily readers, Courage to Change, Daily Reflections, and Al-Anon One Day at a Time. And it's really just mostly about raising the awareness and my care for my own self-care and your personal well-being. I hope it helps. August 7th, use a slogan. Somebody suggested a meeting. Keep it in the forefront of the mind all the time and don't let your troubles crowd it out. Act on it. Take, for example, let go and let God. The more tightly I clutch my problem into my mind, the less opportunity I give God to help me work. The more tensely and desperate I try to solve them, the more the answers elude me. I will let go and let God. I can't solve my difficulty. Perhaps He will, if I can only let go and let Him. And from today's reminder, God's help is always available. All we have to do is make room for Him to take part in our lives and keep ourselves ready to accept His guidance. For some people, the first step, letting go of the name God or having had a bad experience with God. The 12-step program uses the term higher power. And you could use higher self. You could certainly choose any kind of terminology you like. Step 1, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol and that our lives had become unmanageable. Step 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Step 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him or her as our higher power or our higher self, or that part of us has remained in heaven and is actually trying to reach out to help us like an angelic angel. That's how I view it anyway. Now, I'll do the second reading from Daily Reflections. This is specific for the AA members, but certainly it's good to know, especially if you're sharing a home with somebody who is seeking sobriety through AA. Made a list of all persons we had harmed. That's from 12 Steps and 12 Seditions. When I approached the 8th step, I wondered how I could list all the things that I had done to other people, since there were so many people and some of them weren't alive anymore. Some of the hurts I inflicted weren't bad, but they really bothered me. The main thing to see in this step was to become willing to do whatever I had to do to make those amends to the best of my ability at that particular time. When there is a will, there's a way. So if I want to feel better, I need to unload the guilt feelings I have. A peaceful mind has no room for feelings of guilt. With the help of my higher power, if I'm honest with myself, I can cleanse my mind of these feelings. And the way I view this is, I don't even know where to begin to make amends. My life just seems like such a mess. And I've been in the program since 2015, November 2015, when I was severely injured by a person who introduces himself as an alcoholic. So that's why I do what I do. I share the message, and the message is strength, hope, and experience. Sometimes we're going to touch on this brochure, Boundaries and Consequences, because that's what keeps you safe. It is never easy when you live with someone and they've crossed your boundaries and confrontation is in line. It makes it very, very difficult to create a rule and maintain that boundary and still be considerate of the other person's feelings. So from Courage to Change, our last book for today, this verse reading, August 7th. I've had my Al-Anon friends refer to step 10, 11, and 12 as maintenance steps. But I don't want to merely maintain where I have completed step 9. This is no time to stagnate. Instead, I call them growth steps. No matter how old I get, these last 3 steps let me continue to challenge myself. I tested this theory of mine when my spouse and I retired. I have more time now to meddle in others' affairs, worry about our health, worry about finances, worry about the world conditions, or to put it bluntly, just more time to get back to my old stinking thinking. But with the help of these steps, I find I also have more time to be aware of the extraordinary benefits, personal growth that my high power does to guide me and give me strength. Only with this increasing conscious contact with my God can I live as I want today. The icing on the cake has been that I have more time to carry the message of this beautiful way of life. Some of my most pleasant memories, not to mention the times of greatest growth, have come from this sharing with others and in giving service to my group and to Al-Anon as a whole. Today's reminder is a Chinese proverb. With the help of the steps, I need never be stuck again. Do not be afraid of growing slowly. Be afraid only of standing still. And I think that was Lao-Tzu that said, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step.